What are the signs that I am sincere in seeking knowledge?
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
So the first thing is make your mind up, right? To be sincere, go find a place, private place, no one there, and with your heart turn to Allah. Oh Allah, I want to seek knowledge of this religion for your sake. I want to do this act of worship to please you, and make that bond and that pact with Allah. Remember, building your relationship with Allah is very important because you're seeking this knowledge to please Allah. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala isn't in your life and all you're seeing is fiqh books and aqidah books and hadith books and and so on, that sincerity is not going to come. So build your relationship, recite some Quran, listen to the scholars who talk about spirituality, directing yourself to Allah, making Allah the main focus of your life. That will ensure that sincerity spreads and permeates to everything else. So in seeking knowledge, and then I remember there's a beautiful point. uh, Imam Dawood at-Ta'i, so he's an amazing scholar, and in many of the chains of many spiritual paths he's one of the highest scholars, and he was a direct student of Imam Abu Hanifa, who was a master of outward and inward sciences, inward knowledge. And so Abu Hanifa once said to him, "Amma al-ala faqad atqannaha." As for the tool, the means of drawing closer to Allah, knowledge, we've perfected it, he's saying. So Dawood al-Ta'i said to him, "Fama baqi." So what's left now? If you've mastered that, he said, "Al-amalu biha," applying that knowledge. So Imam Dawood al-Ta'i, what he did, he went to his classes with Abu Hanifa. Abu Hanifa's teaching style was unique. He taught to build people up, as is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to teach people so they can become independent, confident in their knowledge, which has a sound basis. He didn't want people that were just, he didn't want people that thought we've sold our soul to him and we have to do everything he says all the time. No, he was building them to be independent. So he had 36, 40 people that were mujtahids in his class. He was training them, asked them a question. What do you think the answer is to this? Listen to their answers, then take their answers and then refute them, give his answer or support their answer. So he was training them. And you can, a very engaging intellectual environment. So Imam Dawud al-Ta'i, to force sincerity, what he did is he sat there for an entire year not speaking. And you can imagine someone in this environment, I've been in similar environments, it's very engaging and it's really intellectually stimulating, talking and asking questions. He said, I'm not going to I'm not even going to talk. Huge, huge act of mujahada, fighting his egotistical instincts just for sincerity. So in our times, the first thing you can do, if you're a student of knowledge, go and delete those social media accounts. No Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram, nothing. TikTok, get off it all. And 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, books. And only when Allah puts you in a situation to go on social media and benefit people, only then. And I resisted for a long time, and then I was, it came to me from a number of sources, number of people saying you should, and that's only then did I start. And even now I sparingly use social media, and there's some platforms I don't like. I just stay away from completely because of the nature of in the type of discussion, arguments and stuff like that. So get off social media. So make a firm uh, decision in your heart to be sincere to Allah. Turn to Allah and worship Him. Develop your bond with Allah so you can be sincere. And learn about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Develop your knowledge and develop your adab, your behavior, your character. They say that the equivalent. What's the equivalence between the two? They say your knowledge should be like. I forgot the actual statement, but let's just put it. Let me paraphrase it or put it in it. Your knowledge should be like the salt you put on the food, and your adab should be like the rest of the food, right? A lot more. So don't just focus on learning facts. Focus on the way the prophet was, his character, the way he behaved, and these are the means, inshallah ta'ala. And that's, when you do this, you'll come under the rubric of one of the righteous. He said, um, طلبنا العلم لغير الله فأبى العلم إلا أن يكون لله. So we sought knowledge. He said, we sought knowledge for other than Allah with ulterior motives, but knowledge refused to be for anyone but Allah, meaning they sought the knowledge and they kept them sincere because they were sincere in wanting to seek it. So stay away from arguments, stay away from fame, notoriety. idfin wujudaka fi ardil khumul, as Sidi ibn Ata'illah said, bury your existence in the ground of obscurity where you're not known, because something that's not very sorry about this cough. I can't do anything about it. He said something that that's not a seed, that's not buried benefit, that's not buried properly. It doesn't grow properly. So if you're seeking knowledge and then you're there posting, "Ooh, that's a nice fancy quote. I'll put that up. I'll get some likes." Oh, that's an interesting fact. I'll put it up. I'll get some likes. If that's all you're doing, then you may find you only have the likes to show for on the day of judgment. So developing that relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah knows best. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us all sincerity. Knows, it's a big need for everyone.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.